Hello, everyone. Our discussion this week is supposed to be from Project Muse. I think that's how you say it. Forgive me if I said it wrong. So, on there, I found three sources dealing with racism and boycotts. On there, it was very limited as far as the sources. And so the first source is Racism in American Politics by Chris Danielson. And basically, in a nutshell, it talks about how, with campaigning, um, racism is used in consideration of Black Lives Matter. Um, and basically, it suggests in this article racial code appeals, and it's called Dog Whistling. And it depicts basically on how culture is set back as the minority, and how in campaigning politics basically is how racism is used, but the people that's actually campaigning are racist. So it brings out a lot in this article about racism and how people utilize that and take it to their advantage. And that's what this author is bringing out. And the next one is Rosa Parks' Angry, Not Tired by Peter Dreer. And he brings out the parts about Rosa Parks and how she wasn't just the person that was on the bus doing the boycotts and standing up just for the rights of the people to ride the bus, or for just the civil rights movement. She was more than that. She was an activist for the whole picture, African Americans and people that needed help. Um, it explained in the article in the 1930s how she helped the nine boys with the Scottsboro, basically the Scottsboro boys, and how they were accused of rape. And she defended them. She helped them, her and her husband, Raymond Parks, um, for their defense. They raised the money. She joined the NAACP. She tried to register to vote, but that didn't work out too well the first two rounds, but she had to do it again. She did protests um, for the main public library for some African American teenagers. So in this article, it explains like Rosa Parks isn't just Rosa Parks. She's an amazing woman. Just like all these other people, it's not just the history. It's more than it's the life of her. So in the next one, I found an article called Martin Luther King and the Southern Dream of Freedom by Timothy B. Tyson. And it explains the emphasis of Christianity and being a Southerner. And he explains his life story at the beginning about his grandparents and his parents and how they were preachers, and how they represent Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King addressed Christianity, but in history, American history, is more emphasized on I have a dream. And the direction that Martin Luther King explained in this article is about black liberation and believing in the teachings of Jesus and nonviolence, you know, and that is what is distorted according to the article. The article suggests so many things, and to me, it is an eye opener. You really have to read this article on Christianity and I'm a Christian too, and it speaks so much about how we live our daily lives, and it's just amazing to see this in literature, an article on pro um, on this site, database project Muse. It's amazing to see all this stuff, and have a great evening or morning.